and 20th. April 3rd, the first race at Martinsville, and that's usually a daytime race. April 3rd is on a Sunday, so daytime. April 9th is Texas. Now, April 9th is a night race. Of course, that's the one you really want to catch. It's always fun when they race at night at Texas. And that is April 9th. So the 3rd is on that Sunday, and then that following Saturday is at Texas. The 17th is Bristol, okay, which is a day race, and then the 24th is at Richmond. May 1st is Talladega. And then May 15th, it's the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race. So that's the first visit. Okay, remember they're at Charlotte for 2 weeks. So the 21st, All-Star Race, and then the 29th would be the Coca-Cola Race. Now, I don't got the name of the races just yet. I just got the track, so I'm assuming they're going to call it the Coca-Cola Race. June 5th is Pocono. The 12th of June is Michigan. Then Sonoma, June 26th. So that would be the first road course race of the season. July 2nd, they head to Daytona, and that's going to be the summer race, and that is on a Saturday night. That's going to be cool. I'm really glad that they did that way, because you actually get to watch the race. It's Saturday night. You can stay up as long as you want. It can rain all day and still get that race in, because the next day is Sunday, so it's all good. July 9th is Kentucky. July 17th, New Hampshire. The 24th is Indianapolis. Then July 31st, Pocono. You know, I wonder if they ever did I guess you can do the trucks at night, but a night race at Pocono might be interesting. And then the second road course race of the season is August the 7th at Watkins Glen. Then August 20th is another race, and that's the Bristol again, and that is the night race at Bristol, which is always fun. And then the 28th is Michigan, and that's August. September 4th, 10th, and 18th, it's Michigan, Darlington, and Richmond again. And then September 18th is Chicagoland, and that starts the Sprint Cup chase for 2016. And it's Chicagoland on the 18th, and then September 25th, New Hampshire. And then Dover, October 2nd. Charlotte, again, October 8th, and of course that's a night race, and that's on a Saturday. Okay. And then October 16th at Kansas. October 23rd, Talladega. Then it's Martinsville on the 30th. And then November 6th, the 13th, and the 20th is Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead, Miami. So if that list of tracks for the chase sounds very familiar, it is. Okay. And again, the last race of the regular season, again, will be at Richmond. All right. So let's go over a little NASCAR news real quickly. And then we're going to wrap it up at the final stretch. We'll do the driver standings and wrapping up with the schedule for this week. And of course, the big news is who made it and who got cut. Okay, so those that made it: Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Truex Jr. And you had 2 weeks in a row where you had a non-chaser winning a race. So all these guys, okay, you had Jeff Gordon, he got in on the win at Martinsville, and then you had everybody else, okay, who was pretty much on the mercy of the point system, okay, and that's pretty exciting. Now people will say, okay, well, they called the race and that and all that. Okay, no big deal. It was a lot of rain on Sunday. That race was TV coverage started at 2:30 on Sunday, so you figure by 2:45, 2:50, the green flags in the air, they start racing. So by like 5, 6 o'clock, probably it'll be wrapped up. And it was only 312 laps, and I think they did 216 or something. So it was like after 9 o'clock. It was like a quarter after 9 when I finally got word that when they finally started calling the drivers to the cars. Okay, that rain just was not stopping. And what are you going to do? You can't really fight Mother Nature. And those are the breaks. But the guys that got cut, okay, here are the guys that got cut: Joe Logano, which I think everybody saw coming, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, and Brad Keselowski. So those are the guys that didn't make it. And again, Gordon, Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and Truex Jr. are the ones that did get in. So it should be very interesting. And of course, the question is who's gonna win the checker. Now, remember, the chasers do not have to win the race to bring the cup home. The chaser has to beat the other 3 to the finish line, which leads to a question. if a non-chaser crosses the line first, does that take away from the excitement of the last race? Okay, so if a non-chaser crosses the line first, they win the race. It's the first chaser to cross the line that wins the cup. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens on Sunday. So a blast from the past, okay, Fansided, which is a really cool site now. I go there a lot. Fansided and motorsports.com, two big sources. But Fansided's Matthew Sullivan this week wrote a very interesting article titled NASCAR, 5 tracks fans wish were still on the schedule. And one of the tracks they were talking about was the North Wilkesboro Speedway, which NASCAR hasn't raced at since 1996. North Wilkesboro. Since then, the track has fallen into disrepair. And then there has been several attempts to revive the track. And then there was the Nashville Speedway, which has hosted 42 Sprint Cup races from 1958 to 1984. And the Nashville Speedway is still in operation. Nowadays, it's known as the Fairgrounds Speedway. And out in California is the Riverside International Raceway, okay, which hosted 48 Sprint Cup races. Riverside was a 2.62 mile track, and Riverside actually hosted 3 Cup races in one season. And then there was the Rockingham Raceway, now known as the North Carolina Motor Speedway. And then there is in Trenton, New Jersey, the Trenton Speedway, which hosted 8 Cup races. And racing is a big thing in New Jersey. English Township, New Jersey, Raceway Park. And those in New York remember the commercials with the Raceway Park. And also on Fansided, Mike Hutton wrote 5 memorable moments of 2015. Okay, and I added some my own at the end, but Fansided reports Kyle Busch crashing at Daytona. And that was the first Xfinity race. Okay, Kyle Busch crashes into the inside wall there. He actually bounced off he went into the outside wall, came down, and bang into the inside wall, front end first. And it was the first Xfinity race. And in turn, Kyle Busch misses 11 Cup races. Daytona president and NASCAR acknowledged the safety barrier issue, and which did not have that particular piece of wall did not have safety wall material, okay? And then Kyle Busch qualifying for the Chase Cup, summer winning streak, and including an All-Star win at Charlotte and the Toyota Save-Mart 300 at Sonoma. One of the other memorable moments for 2015 is the Southern 500 returning to Darlington for a Labor Day weekend. And Jeff Gordon's first win at Martinsville. And yes, speaking of Martinsville, yes, Matt Kenseth taking out Joey Logano made the top 5. So I decided to add a couple myself. And one I included was Jimmy Johnson's first win at Texas. Okay, passing Jay McMurray on the outside, then dropping down to pass Harvick on the inside to take the checkered. That was a good finish, textbook finish, I would say. And then Joey Logano's win at Watkins Glen with Kevin Harvick running out of fuel at the last turn before the finish line. And then I also wrote Joey Logano's win at Bristol, another battle between the 22 and the 4. And that was some good maneuvering. That was a good 10, 15, 20 laps. We had Joey Logano on the outside, Harvick on the inside, and Logano just dropping down to get in front of him over and over. It went for at least 10, 15 laps. If you saw the end of that race at Bristol, that was some good maneuvering between 4 and the 22. And that was some fun racing to watch right there. And I also wrote, now I don't know if it was Michigan, New Hampshire, and my memory fails me, but this was when you had 3 guys, Logano, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth. Joey Logano in first place runs out of fuel. Then second place, Kyle Busch gets in the front. Then he runs out of fuel. And then third place, Matt Kenseth gets in front, and he winds up winning that race. And I believe it was New Hampshire. I don't know why I wrote Michigan, but I think it was New Hampshire, actually. So that was the third one that I added. Well, the fourth one I added on there. Now, Fox Sports reports that a cheetah from Zoo Miami has predicted the winner of Sunday's race. It's Coda the cheetah, and Coda predicts that Kevin Harvick will be a repeat champion 2015. Now, last year's winner, Kevin Harvick, funny thing is that last year they had Bonsai the Bearcat, and last year the Bonsai the Bobcat, Bearcat, I think it's Bobcat, whatever, he predicted that Denny Hamlin would be winning in 2014. So there you go. And I'm going to do it. Now, don't bet the mortgage payment on this one, but the official RP pick for Sunday, I'm going to go with it. It's been nagging on the brain all week long, but I'm going with the 78 car of Martin Truex Jr. I think we might be in for a little surprise. And then, of course, everybody wants to see Jeff Gordon win it because it's the last one. And I'm not, I don't bash none of the drivers. But for some reason, Martin Truex Jr. has been on my brain all week. And that's going to be the official racing podcast pick. Okay. Penalty at Phoenix. Kurt Busch receives a penalty on Sunday for crossing the start-finish line before the pole sitter Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, the 48 car. The incident happened on the initial start to the Quicken Loans race for Heroes 500. Kurt Busch tweets, quote, "I broke a rule and NASCAR made the correct call. If this is something that continues to be consistently called, then I'm at peace with it." Okay. And then, what else we got here? Oh, here's one. M&M's and the 18 car. Kyle Busch sponsor M&M's. Okay, M&M and the driver of the 18 have extended their sponsorship relations. M&M agreed to sponsor Kyle Busch for several seasons. Vice President for Sponsorship at Mars, William Clements, released a statement saying, "In order to get to victory lane, you have to have the best team on and off the track." He continues saying, "Our partnership with JGR and Kyle Busch has routinely delivered for us at the track as well as in-store and with millions of fans. We look forward to the opportunity to continue to build upon this amazing partnership." Also, Kyle Busch and JGR have announced a contract extension, which came out, I think it was yesterday. I actually think it was today. And here's a cool thing. I wrote this down because I want to tell people about this one. On Sunday, NBC Sports Group, will be presenting dual national coverage of Sunday's race at Homestead. And I was like, okay, what is this? Well, here's what it is. Okay. NBC, will be providing the primary broadcast on Sunday. And then over on NBCSN, simultaneously, NBCSN will be offering a live feed that will be focusing on each of the 4 championship drivers. Okay, it's called the NBCSN Hot Pass. Now, I don't know is it NBCSN going to do it, or is it something you got to pay for? That part, I don't know, but I will check it out. And so NBCSN Hot Pass will be utilizing a multi-window setup that will provide to the viewer a, quote, in-depth look, says motorsports.com. An in-depth look at the chasers, Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Truex Jr. There will also be a track map, so viewers can spot their drivers' positions on the track. So a multi-window setup along with 3 different camera angles, and they will also be shuffling between team radio communications. So that, my friends, sounds like it's going to be pretty neat. Check that out. All right, so we'll take a quick break, and then we'll go over the driver standings, and we'll take a look at the schedule. RP continues next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get to it. Driver standings. We'll start with Sprint Cup. So the top 4 the Chasers. Okay, now the Chasers now that advanced to the championship round